This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons, like Omage Comet, Saray Cypher, Hans Grenade, Anna Ginterrace, Pop CZ, Faris Gentoru, Cletus Oreo, Luke Leonatrell, Sapa Chakwatol, Courtney, Circuit Barrakiel, Casey Schaefer, Lily Black, Chaitan, Chesha Soltiri, Erisu Yamakawa, Sisiriful Ilirifu, Dimos, Nina Grimstarter, Asuta Starbreeze, Quicklevin, Sayori Snowfall, Yuana Nitsa, Miscellaneous Cargo, Stella Bell, Boogie Bear, Remia Salia, Ceres, Icy Lee, Lyria Rain, CNG Lipscomb, Dalamud Papoto, Kaisa Regina, Pamela Isley, Umbral Wind, Naive Arino, Celeste Raskris, Alenriel Maximus, Edwin, and Dead Shield. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/speakersxiv. Thank you.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Aorcians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 170. I'm Lakeel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by... Oh no, this is all wrong. Sorry, we're having some problems. I'm joined today by Rollo Des,
Yay!
Georgi Wiston, and Maela Vanadar. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 170. Today's main story is patch 1.
Wow, we've gone straight back.
Oh, sorry.
5.1. Yeah, we're a little bit behind.
We're a little bit behind.
1.3B,
We're just catching
right?
up, okay? 5.11. We'll talk about Ishgard Restoration and the Alexander Ultimate stuff. Stay tuned for the poster. We'll do questions from the syndicate. We'll be reading MogMail as well. But let's talk about what we've done in 14 this week. Actually, we have to talk about something very specific, and it's the fellowships.
They're not good.
What's the point? What is the point of fellowships? How do you
It's a way where we can all share something together, you know?
No, it is
But
not.
not talk.
No.
I don't know what the point is, because
You can't share anything because you don't get a notification unless you go to your fellowships tab. And then there might be like a little green dot that lights up. You have to go hunt it down.
Share. The matter is, will anyone notice?
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
What, it's like we put out the poll, right? And we have 100 and something people in our fellowship.
Yeah.
For just
12 people responded.
Yeah, and so I mean, I know we're not that interesting, but
yeah, but
I feel like someone would have, just a bit more people would have responded with something about a notification.
Yeah. I'm sure, I guess it doesn't work for what because I don't really understand what we're going to use it for now, because I thought it was kind of like what they said, a one-way link shell, where we can...
You thought you'd be able to push notifications saying, like, we're going live right now, but you can't.
Yeah. Or, like, we're doing this event at here and here. But for you to find out that we're doing an event, you have to manually go and check the fellowship.
Yeah.
Without knowing if there's an update. You'll know there's an update when you open the fellowship tab. There'll be like a green dot, but there's no other way of knowing. You have to go look for it.
Yeah.
And if you have a lot
like
of...
an icon.
Yeah.
Like the male one.
Yeah. So that
it needs a icon.
Yeah, just in the top near where the timers and stuff are.
I can see kind of why they're not doing that, because you can join... I don't know how many you can join, but you can join a lot.
Yeah, but if you're going to get spam and you get annoyed, you'd leave it.
Yeah, that's true.
They could
It's
just
not
have
like-
toggle for whether you want to be notified by which...
Yeah, that would be good.
Mute channels or
Fellowships.
whatever. Mute your fellowships if you don't want them.
Yeah. Feels a little unfinished.
Feels a little
right
pointless.
Now. It feels a little pointless. Also, there's not much you can do. I thought, because Georgi and I thought there was a calendar. Was it me or was it Mela? I can't remember who I discussed this with. We were like, we could have sworn we had seen a calendar in the fellowship thing. There is no calendar. there's a poll, and that's it. So there's no like, if we had set up an event, I thought it would be like, it'll ding you, or you'll get like a message in chat that this event is about to begin. But there's no feature like that. It's such a basic thing. It's so basic, it's useless, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
But make sure to join us on Chaos. It's,
yeah, there is an official one on Chaos. I almost said 6969 is the password. There's no password.
Yeah, that's a password. Post 6969 in the fellowship. So.
Yeah, and put the shocked face.
Message board's going to be full of 6969. Arola. Thanks.
Good.
Thanks.
I mean, at least people will be using it.
Well, there's yeah, that's true. Right, anyone want to share if they've done? Well, we know what we've all been doing this week, and we probably shouldn't talk about that right now.
Some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done some other stuff as well.
Yeah, I've done fairies. Pixies, and then
everyone should have that capped if we've been doing it frequently enough. I know Rollo and I have it capped.
Yeah.
Capped. Like done.
No.
Like you've completed the storyline.
Oh yeah.
They're still getting to rank 8 though.
Yeah, you still have to get to.
Yeah, it's still getting to rank 8, but like that's not the main story at that point.
No.
What does everyone think of the Pixie storyline?
Really good. I actually liked it a lot.
I like it as
Quite
well.
nice,
Sweet story, yeah.
I like the little instance battle. Yeah, well, I guess spoilers. There's.
I mean,
battle.
every beast tribe ends with it.
Yeah, there's always one
since Heavenswood, I think.
Yeah,
it was good. It made them seem nice,
likable.
Yeah. Which isn't a good way of going about it.
It puts more into perspective the fact that they are essentially just reconstituted children.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was nice.
I like how it ties into the main scenario, or tied into what was the main scenario, rather than feel like this unattached storyline. Like the Namazu one is fun, but it doesn't feel like it's really matters much to the overall world.
It feels like a Hildebrand version of a beast tribe almost.
Yeah.
Which isn't exactly a bad thing, I would say.
No.
But...
I didn't dislike the Namazu one. It's just a different direction that they've gone in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And you have Flying Pig now.
Flying Pig.
Yes, it's very small.
It is very small. I like it. I like the kinds of mounts that don't really change size depending on your race. They're fun. Like the Whisper mount.
Oh yeah. A Rogadin and a Whisper mount.
Yeah, that's always worthwhile.
Yeah.
The pig, very cute. Give him a little kiss.
Anything else? Anyone? If you have, I don't think there's any point like going around talking now. Just if you've done anything special, let me know now.
I did the healer role quest. I forgot to say that last week, but I did it. And that was my favorite one.
Oh, the role quest.
Really?
The role quest,
really? Yeah. I liked it. Giot.
Yeah.
Giot.
So it was so cute. And there's the hug, and I'm like, fuck. That's making me sad. Fuck.
Yeah.
When did you realize Giot was a woman?
I didn't know. I didn't really assume anything. I was like, all dwarves have beards and the face.
Dwarves are impossible to. Yeah.
It does.
They all have.
It
beards.
does get spoiled. I think I mentioned this previously. It is spoiled that she is a woman in the journal if you read it.
Oh no, yeah. I didn't read the journal at all.
Okay.
But it was a nice little moment. And
I didn't know that. No, either.
Yeah.
I capped war. I got my warrior to 80 on my main character, so now that's 80 on both of them. So that's good.
Nice.
But I still need to do the end of job quest because I haven't done it on either character.
Oh.
So I heard that it's more silly, Curious Gorge shenanigans. So I guess I'll find out about that soon.
Yeah. Anything else you want to share with the class, kids? No? No?
I haven't done much else.
Okay. Okay. I guess it's time for recent events. Recent events! We have, interesting news. There's this story. There's two parts to this story. First of all, Final Fantasy series is coming to the Xbox Game Pass. So, hooray
Game
for
Pass,
Xbox players, I guess.
No, it's on PC too.
Yeah, it'll be
also on
PC too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've got Discord Nitro, by the way, you get 3 months for free. So go claim that. It's in your gift inventory if you have.
And it also gives you an extra month free.
Yeah.
Just Xbox
just
Game Pass
signing
by
up.
itself.
Yeah.
Ah.
So I played Outer Worlds because that's the only big game they have there. Very good game. But yeah, so Final Fantasy is coming there, but 14 is coming there too. So that means 14 is going to enter another console market.
Yeah. I'm surprised this wasn't a bigger announcement, like at the Xbox event.
Yeah.
Or from like Yoshi P.
I think it's because they're not finalized anything yet. They're
No,
still in
I think it's because there's no
negotiations.
schedule.
Yeah.
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 I still think it's going to be weird to see like the green bar, like of the Xbox thing, like above the 14 art or whatever, like Shadowbringers, and have like the big fucking ugly green thing. It'd be weird to see, but
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad some people who are still on Xbox have a chance to play 14. I don't know many people who are just Xbox only, to be honest.
I feel as if it's not going to come to the Xbox One.
Really?
It would be okay if it.
It'll be the next one.
I mean, if it could be on the PS4, it could be on the Xbox
Yeah,
One.
but it feels so late in the console cycle.
The Scarlet isn't out till like 2021 or 2020, right?
2020 is next year, and it's
2020
it's
is 3 months away. 2 months away, Rollo.
Yeah.
Less than 2 months.
We're
away.
already there, Ron.
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
Yeah.
You're old.
Well,
If it's
not.
2021, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
But even still, I don't think you launch an MMO that late into a console's life cycle.
No.
No.
Then they'll port it
they're
to
gonna be-
Scarlet too.
They're going to be spending the next couple of years moving it onto PS5 and then recycling out PS4.
Yeah.
So why have another thing to have to
Well,
do that with?
The PS4, they're probably going to keep PS4 compatibility for a while.
They're going to do
like
the,
they did with the
probably,
PS3.
they're going to do the
Yeah.
PS3 route probably. So this is from The Verge, right? That's the source we're citing here, right? I think it was The Verge. So it lists the following games that will come to the service: Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, 9, 10 HD Remastered, 10 2 HD Remastered, 12 The Zodiac Age, 13 2, Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 15. And then it says the 2 games missing from this list are Final Fantasy's 2 MMOs, Final Fantasy 11 and 14. However, speaking to members of the press at that's the event, the Xbox thing?
XO19.
19. What a rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Earlier today, Microsoft's gaming
Sounds
chief...
like a sauce.
yeah. Microsoft's gaming chief, Phil Spencer, said that this is from Phil Spencer himself, said that the company plans to bring Final Fantasy XIV to the service at a later date. Quote, "I wanted you to know, rest assured, that we will be bringing that game to Xbox," end quote, said Spencer. Okay, yeah. We have a great relationship with Yoshida-san, and we're working through what it means to bring to Xbox a cross-platform MMO that they've run for years. There you go.
No mention of 11.
Yeah, I was going to
No.
say that too.
They just mention it. They don't say like
11 isn't coming to Xbox. There's no way they're porting that over.
it's coming to OG Xbox only.
Yeah. But that means that he did say, we rest assured we will be bringing that game to Xbox.
Oh.
That means it is coming. It is there. He even mentions Yoshida, like, so they are definitely in talks. Right.
Yeah,
now.
but they've always
Yes.
had this sort of, we've got a
Yeah.
great relationship.
Yeah, but
we really want to do it.
I don't think he's ever said this before. That
No,
it is.
Yeah.
Rest assured, it's coming. Yeah.
Sounds pretty set in stone, I would say. So
Yeah, and that's coming
Got
from
no
Phil
any-
Spencer himself. Square Enix is always tight-lipped
true.
until
I-
it's been
yeah.
set in stone.
I wouldn't take lightly what Phil Spencer is saying here. I mean, for the longest time, he was saying he'd be fine with Banjo-Kazooie being in Smash, and look at what's happened now. So
Yeah.
I think he's serious when he says this.
Yeah.
Get your Xbox friends on 14. Get them the free trial.
How do we feel about that?
It's good.
I think we have to understand that they're just humans like the PlayStation 3 players before them. They're not aliens.
Okay, Mala, you always focus on the players. I'm thinking more of the technical side of it, because now they have to port the game to both PS. To
it's going to be a technical night. Basically, at this point, they might as well just put it on everything. Like, put it on the Switch, and let's just get lagged behind by every single console we get joined on.
Don't put it on the Switch. I will accept.
They're going to have to make sure patches now work on several different platforms.
Yeah.
PC is already a nightmare enough with the different hardware you can use. Now they've got to make sure the PS4 and the Xbox, whichever one they choose.
I mean,
it's going to be a real nightmare.
If they can do the same thing with Dragon Quest X, which is their other MMO, because that's on the Wii, the Wii U, Android, PC, 3DS, PS4, and Switch, I think they can handle like another current gen console.
Which game did you just mention?
Their other MMO, Dragon Quest X, is on all those platforms.
But Dragon Quest X is not 14, if you know what I mean.
It's not. But I think adding just a modern console to the lineup
we're talking about putting a 9. Well, it's not 9 years old. How old is it now officially? 6. A 6-year-old MMO on on a new console before we've had the chance to like upgrade it visually.
We should.
Will now be a lot harder with an additional console.
But I don't think it will be any more restrictive than having it on the PS4 right now.
Yeah.
No, it won't be more restrictive. It will just be more work.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more work for like certification than it is like development time. I might be wrong on that, but you know what I mean.
Well, I don't know how this works, but we already know that it was always difficult to make changes to 14 because of console, because they have to conform to that console's limitations. Don't kill me, PS4 players. I'm not saying the PS4 is fine right now. It's not holding the game back. So don't at me. But I'm just saying. I don't know how I feel about the game being on so many platforms.
It's fine. Phantasy Star can do it too. Phantasy Star too.
If it's fine, it's fine. If we never hear anything about like Xbox or console limitations, which will be the new term, I think, then that's good. Then I'm happy. They've solved it. Yeah. But we won't know until a year or two from now if they implement it in the future.
Hey, Phantasy Star, they put that on the Vita, so like
Phantasy Star is old as
online too. Sorry, that's not that.
It's not that old.
It's not that old.
It's about the same age as 14.
It looks way older. It looks way older. It looks older. No. How can you say it does not look older?
I say it's about like it's a different art style for sure.
Yeah,
it is a different fidelity.
Yeah. 14 has aged a little more gracefully than Phantasy Star.
Yeah, only in the West though. I'm sorry, only in America, not for.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was.
Can you go
the New West?
It looks quite good, to be honest. It just kind of has a almost 1.0 vibe with its emptiness. From what I can see.
Visually, it reminds me of Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It looks okay. Maybe PS3 quality.
Yeah. You can't tell me that this. Okay, you know what?
Are you gonna put up an image right now?
I'm gonna put up an image.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
I'm not gonna let this stand.
Throwing shit.
Audio listeners,
because you had trouble with changing screens before.
So let's put me to the test here.
Audio listeners, just look up an image of Phantasy Star online too. Well, you might find the same one.
Okay, never mind. It looks more like Final Fantasy XI.
Yeah, I know. This is the game you're saying it looks fine. This is
I think it looks
like 14.
Fine.
It does look fine, but it doesn't look better.
How
than
insulting
14.
to 14!
I didn't say it looked better than 14.
You said it looked like 14.
I say it's about on par.
It is not on par.
It's got like PlayStation 2 fog of war to make sure you're not rendering too much.
It looks like the building in the background is made of paper.
I feel like some screenshots look better than others. But the same thing can be said for 14.
Classic. Okay, anyway.
That's true.
So, you know,
for real, the Xbox Game Pass is a good deal if you don't want to own the games but just play them. But it kind of makes a good point of why isn't there a good port of especially Final Fantasy 1 and 2, but also all the pre-7 ones, really. They're all just the mobile ones.
Yeah.
If they're not even willing to put the Steam versions on Xbox Live Pass, they're obviously not happy with the quality of them. So,
well, they might want to remake them nicely at some point.
I just copy the PlayStation 1 versions.
I think the PSP ones were better, weren't they?
All PSP ones. They're both pretty good. They got nice
Origins, I think is what.
Origins was the PS1 and
that's
PSP.
The PS, yeah.
And then Anthology was 4 and 5.
Right. So yeah. Let's just move on.
Players is good if you ask me. That's it.
Yeah. Bigger market, I guess. They'll get more players.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how well received it will be on the Xbox. Because Final Fantasy has never been on. Oh yeah, no. 13 and 15 was on Xbox, and Kingdom Hearts 3 was been going as well, wasn't it? Well, that's technically not a Final Fantasy.
I might be
anymore.
a bit wrong, but PlayStation has always seemed like more of a JRPG friendly console, especially because of the Japanese audience, I guess. But
I mean, that's completely true. The Xbox
did poorly.
Console line has always done really poorly in Japan.
Excuse you, the 360 had Blue Dragon, an acclaimed JRPG by Akira Toriyama.
Okay.
It was not a good game. I hate Blue Dragon.
Okay. So it'd be interesting. I envision the efforts to move it to Xbox, especially at this very late stage, will not be worth the number of players who join.
No.
More options is always nice.
Yeah. Well, Xbox One is a Western audience, but I mean, that's
the majority are probably already playing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you only play Final Fantasy in Japan,
No,
so I don't know why we're arguing that. But yeah, look forward to it if you have an Xbox. I mean, you've already probably got a PS4 or a PC if you're watching this podcast. It'd be weird if you didn't play 14 and watch this podcast, is what I'm trying to say. Right, let's go to our main story, patch 5.11. There's not much to say here. There's not a lot, because, there's the Ishgard Restoration, which is its own thing. But we'll look at the patch notes, and then we'll discuss if there's anything of value here. Playable content, so the new story quests were added. We'll talk about this when we talk about the Ishgard Restoration. That's the Ishgard Restoration quest. They added some new furnishings. Reisvelger.
Yeah.
Is it only the Reisvelger?
There's
a painting. Is that painting in the background?
The painting already exists.
Okay. Well, we got our Reisvelger.
I don't know if that Ishgardian tea set already exists.
I think it already exists. I think.
Yeah. Door? Is that door new?
The door looks new. The door looks new.
Yeah.
The door exists.
Oh my god.
Does it? I know we have doors, but I don't think anything like that.
We got a Reisvelger.
Yeah. We got a nice toy Reisvelger.
Yeah. We got the lean emote.
I've seen some people using that.
Yeah. Looks cool.
Good on that.
Oh, it's the Glade door. Never mind.
And then there's the new hairstyle.
That's cool.
Yeah, it looks alright. I thought it looked bad on the screen on this picture, but in game it looks pretty good. I've seen people with it, so it's quite.
It looks like a cosplay wig.
It does.
I was gonna say, it does.
But
I mean, they're also wearing the summer event armor from a couple of years back as well, so that doesn't help.
And also, I think the hair color also makes it look extra like.
Yeah, but it makes them look like what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's all the legacy.
Yeah. So battle system changes. The samurai PvE action SoH hotbar icon is now clearly indicated when the action is ready to use.
Nice.
Good. There you go.
Cool.
We'll talk about Alex. I guess we'll talk about it now. The high-end duty, the Epic of Alexander Ultimate has been added. I think we should just point out that it was killed on November 16th. November 16th? No, that can't be right. November 15th, it would have to be.
PST.
Yeah, because it's PST.
Yeah,
Okay, so 11:26 p.m. PST on November 15th by thoughts per second on Gilgamesh. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Looked incredibly good from what I've watched.
Yeah.
Really fun.
A lot of fun.
Very tough as well.
Okay, was it today? Okay, well, it was today for me, but I think it was yesterday for PST. Because it was 11:26 p.m. And that hasn't happened yet in PST.
Not in Europe, so it definitely hasn't happened in America.
So, that is a great fight. I loved the transition in the last part from when Alex fuses with Brute Justice and the Cruise Chaser. And he gets like massive wings. It's very cool. And
it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it was downed in I guess 4 days then, which is shorter than any of the other ones.
It is shorter, but maybe it's just because it's now becoming standard. Maybe people are just putting more effort into it. Maybe the raid scene's gotten bigger.
Yeah.
In the last few years.
I mean, there's been a big, huge influx of players. So.
What to point out that as of right now, they are the only ones that have cleared it as well, and it's been a hot minute since that happened.
Yeah.
So I
don't envision people clearing it very. There's not going to be a huge influx of people clearing it. It's going to still trickle in.
Yeah, I'm surprised that our representatives haven't cleared it yet.
No, but that's
Ragnarok has usually been.
Yeah,
a specific team on Ragnarok has been the ones that downed all the difficult content first. With few exceptions.
Every time they don't, it's kind of it's nice to see someone else take.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Congratulations, thoughts per second. Anything else you want to say about Alex?
I haven't seen much of it, to be honest.
Me neither, and it's because of the Ishgard Restoration thing, which we will talk about in just a few more seconds. But
I watched loads of it.
It just ate all my time, and I just couldn't pay attention to the race.
I've watched quite a lot.
But it looked fun. Living Liquid was a bitch, as expected.
The music from Living Liquid to Brute Justice took quite a bit of effort from the looks.
Yeah.
But then once people got that down, even that bit looked tough.
The dev team achieved their goal. Nice. One team has beaten it.
Yeah.
The gear looks good. I don't know if you've bothered to check it out. You can look in.
It does look very nice.
But it's cool.
Yeah.
It's based on
Heavenswood Relics, the end one.
It's not the end one. It's like one of the phases of the Heavenswood Relics, but it's not the end phase. Like one of the phases.
Yeah. But with a
with very nice glow.
Fairly subtle but cool, like Alexander themed cogs and time sort of.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Music's cool too.
Yeah.
It's the fucking primals thing.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so there's not much more to say about the actual patch, because now we'll talk about the Ishgard Restoration. Let's talk about it at launch first. How we felt about it on launch day and the day after. It didn't take very long before something happened, but so it launches and everyone's in the firmament, and then you start to realize that it's an awful lot of wanderers around the firmament,
Well, even before I knew that, I was pretty upset with the system. I got home from work on Tuesday, and the first stage was pretty much complete.
Yeah.
Like, okay, something's gone wrong here.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, what? How? This shouldn't go that quickly.
No. We're rebuilding half a city.
Yeah.
No, just this tiny part.
Well, yeah, we're rebuilding it bit by bit, but still.
Yeah, it's not like we've done that much.
No.
We've built like a couple of buildings and that's it.
Yeah, but it is meant to be like a big server-wide group effort event.
Yeah. The rewards for delivering just regular items, though, very good EXP. Very few scripts. They're very stingy on the scripts.
They are
extremely.
Yeah. You only
But
really
they're
get
really easy to craft.
They are easy to craft, but you
Yeah.
do have to if you're gonna gather, which you probably have to because it's very expensive to buy all the
It does
items.
take a while.
You need a lot of items because like a recipe needs like 6 of each item. So you're
Very
gonna
expensive.
spend a lot of time gathering.
That auto gather system.
Oh.
It's
Oh
great.
yeah, quick gather's very good.
Yes.
But even then, it's still 4 a node,
Yeah.
and then every now and then you turn on Blessed Harvest.
But
or whatever.
I like that sometimes you can get a lot. Like sometimes you get like, oh, you get 10 for each hit on this node. And I'm like, oh, blessed. But yeah, it's a little tedious, but crafting itself is fairly simple. It's not a difficult craft. If you want a lot of scripts, you should use the level 80 ones. I've made so many beds as a carpenter because you get like, I think you get like 40 if you get to the high color. You get like I think something 40. I just crafted 50 beds the other day. So I got the sexy workman's outfit and the one with the shirt on. Now I'm trying to get the lean emote, and then I haven't even bothered to think about the other stuff because there's like 10,000 scripts for like the mount, the gorilla. But yeah, I like the rewards. There's a lot of rewards that you can get.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. So there's a lot to work. I understand why you're getting so few scripts because this is supposed to be the end game for crafters. So you have to craft. That's just how it is. Yeah. And it also incentivizes people to, because you're delivering items to progress the project. So it makes sense. If you got like 100 scripts per delivery, you'd have all the rewards in like a few days. But now you'll be there for weeks and months.
Forever.
It won't take that long because I feel as if some people are already going to have all the things already.
Of course,
so
there's always going to be those. And I see you
but like
in the firmament. You never log off. You're always there. There's so many people that are just there 24/7 now. It is crazy how many people that are just there. What is bad idea, by the way, if you're leveling because you don't get a resting bonus for some reason.
Good tip.
Anything else to
add?
Yes?
Can I read some of the item descriptions?
Ishgard? Yeah, because that's funny.
These Sky Builder items that they added just for all the Ishgard stuff, some of them are really fucking weird and funny. So I just have like 4 here, real quick.
Okay.
So this one is the Sky Builder's Toad. It says, "What is worse than being born a toad? Being born a toad and then carried against your wishes from your home in Western Thanaland to icy Ishgard, where if you don't freeze to death, you are likely to be chopped up and boiled in a pot. That is what is worse. Much worse, in fact." Here is Sky Builder's Flax. "It is a well-known fact among botanists that the flax in the South Shroud is superior to every other kind, for reasons far too complicated and boring for anyone else to care about." This is the Dawn Lizard. "One day, this poor lizard is chasing other, smaller, scurrying creatures across the desert plains of Amarang. And the next, it is being transported to another world and dragged, lashing and kicking to Ishgard. The chances of the cold-blooded scaleskin being content in its frozen new surroundings are slim at best. And you can only hope that the Sky Builders are grateful to you for supplying a miserable and motionless lizard." This is the best one.
Is it the
The Sky Builders Adder. Venomous snakes are something of a rarity in Ishgard. So the Sky Builders have ordered that some be delivered from the Azim Steppe to help improve morale. Workers displaying a lack of enthusiasm will be given some time in the pit to rediscover their commitment to the cause.
Good job, Kochi.
That's only the materials. Some of the actual crafted things are also quite amusing.
There's so many.
Just read the descriptions. It's quite entertaining. But yeah,
I think that's probably the best part of Ishgard Restoration, are the funny item descriptions.
A problem became clear very early on after release. First of all, the projects complete, or the fates start at wild hours.
Ungodly hours.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
is it 3 hours after the stage has been completed? Right?
I thought it was
some-
more than
no,
that.
no, it's
It was
8.
like 8.
It's 8
It's
8
hours.
After. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
when you're
wait.
playing in the evening and you're finished it, you've got to then stay up.
Is it 2?
No,
No,
it's
wait,
4 a.m.
listen, yeah.
It
It's
is-
2
it's-
hours after the craft is done, and then
Yeah.
the second fate is 8 hours later.
Yeah.
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 So these, and it's when it's completed. So like, it can just happen whenever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like allotted, like there's no time slot for it really,
Mm-hmm.
unless it like rounds to a certain number or something. But either way, it's like, yeah, it can just be whenever it's finished.
Yeah.
Mm.
There are like 3 fates though, so there's a chance you'll get one of them maybe. But then the second problem became clear, and that was that people can travel from their home world to a different world, and thus speeding up everything. So everything, like the fates just spawned all the, like, very quickly, and you'd have like a fucking fate starting at like 3 a.m. and then another one at like 8 hours later when no one's home. And it's like, there's nothing, no one could, people that had a life could not participate in any of these fates. Maybe they could catch the last one. But the biggest problem is that the people that then came home from work and were like, oh, there's a fate in like an hour in the firmament, goes to Ishgard, can't get in because it's full of people from fucking Moogle and Cerberus. Yeah, that's right.
Wanderers.
Yeah, the fucking Wanderers filling up the instances. And it completely fucked up the intended system, because they had this like leaderboard like showing where the different servers are. But at that point, every single server, at least on Chaos and Light, were at the exact same stage, because they would just travel around on a train, just completing the works in order. So it made no sense. It broke the system that they had intended.
I think what they were doing was good. I like the train of like, okay, this server's done. Let's go to the next one, guys. Let's help them out.
Yeah,
and let's look at that one.
let's make sure no one from that server actually gets into the firmament. Let's just bring this psychological terror that they never want to leave the firmament because they're afraid they won't be able to go back.
I think idealistically, I am with Rollo.
What?
But the game is not. But the game is not designed to account
The
for that
system
many
wasn't
people
meant to be like that.
I think it's bad that players get locked out.
It was supposed to be server versus server.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, who cares? Let's all just do it together. That's better.
No, but that's you do that on your server.
But does anyone feel did Balmung feel super like proud of themselves when they finished first?
Probably
Like,
not.
I don't think they realised they finished first.
Like, there's no reward for finishing
There's
early.
no reward. But if you're server hop, remember that the fate is a full level's worth of XP each time.
Oh, well,
So
I don't care about that. I want the 500 scripts.
We're
I want
about
the scripts too.
But I don't care about the level. Give me the scripts.
So if you're server hopping on the perfect time frame with all the other server hoppers, you're like full 80 on every craft with 10k scripts capped easily, and then everyone else who has a normal life isn't.
Well, see, I have the opposite problem, where it's like, now that it's just one server, right? Or it's locked. The firmament's locked to just people on the server. I have one chance to do that fate.
Two chances actually. There's two fates per stage.
Yeah.
There's two. I have 2 chances, right? And if I'm at work having a normal life, or I'm just like out, that's it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Well, that's an inherent problem.
Well,
of the system,
that's
isn't
the system that's wrong. I mean, you wouldn't be able to. That's another problem that they still have. We'll get to what they did with the world jump thing in a bit, but I think we all agreed that this could have easily been solved if they had like a set schedule, and the moment they reached completion of that project or preparation phase, it would prepare for the next point in that schedule. So say you complete, let's say that you start, there's a schedule, it's either 12 p.m., 6 p.m., or 9 p.m., right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you complete the craft at 7 p.m. That means the next fate will spawn at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
That would have been easier, so you would know that that's when the fate starts. Maybe just fill all the parts of the schedule. Like, you have more fates throughout the day, so everyone can join at some point during the day.
If there are more fates, it would be nice.
There definitely needs to be more fates.
Yeah.
That's
because it's like
concerted works.
Yeah.
Like I want the scripts and I want to help out too. Like it's fun. They played like this really cool dragon version for the fate.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's conceited works. Whatever.
I've said this on some of the streams, but
conceited whatever.
Conceited works. I've said this on some of the streams before. The song that plays during the concerted works is really out of place.
Yeah.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
It feels like they just had this for heaven's and they're like, it doesn't fit anywhere.
Yeah.
Let's just replace that.
It is really good. A really good track.
It's
very
a very
epic.
good song.
But what we're doing during a fate, we can probably talk about that too.
Were awful.
It is-
Let's talk about the fates
It's
themselves.
so funny.
so bad.
It's very funny.
It is funny.
I was so
can you
hyped, but
imagine?
yeah, go on.
You have sat there. Let's say that we were doing this normally as well. So you've sat there for 3 days crafting 5,000 beds each.
Yeah.
That's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
You go in and you've got 2 minutes and you right click something and wait.
No, sorry, Mailer. You have half an hour.
Sorry, you've
But-
got half an hour to do this with your
Seven
fellow.
gang, by the way. Seven gang.
And then you. What does that mean?
Oh, right. Because
Seven
he
gang.
can deliver 7 items.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Deliver
Wow.
that.
Seven
Rollo,
gang.
if you're on a horribly unpopulated server like that, deliver 12 or more than that.
Most
I
people
got
deliver
the
4 or
7
5.
gang on Balmung.
Oh
on the
my
first-
God.
On the
So-
first
so-
day.
so
Congratulations.
quick.
There's
Wow.
no
So-
reason
Right click something.
after
You
4.
wait 30 seconds. You move. You right click something. You wait another 30 seconds. Then you go somewhere else and you right click it and you wait 30 seconds and then you repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
process
craft.
starts
You don't
all
gather.
over again.
You don't do anything. And then you get 15 million experience points.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I
I
wish all fates
expected.
were like this.
I don't know what I expected either. Actually,
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be Hamlet Defense 2.0, but only the preparation phase, like the crafting part of it. But what we got was just a clicker. We got a clicker game. We just
Wasn't
click
even
things.
as a clicker game. Thank you very much. And I'm an expert.
That's
I
true.
don't even hate it because
I don't hate it.
It's just
I
kind of
don't hate
funny.
it, but it's bad as like
It
a
is.
reward system for
yeah,
all that effort.
Also,
to get this
yeah.
weird little
I think-
fate.
yeah.
Rollo?
I just think it's funny to see like 500 people just all hammering in this one nail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it takes 500 people to hammer a nail in yours. Fact.
Yeah. it's true.
Everyone needs to work together to get this one nail in.
Yeah, it's and good luck trying to like actually right click something because that's like 500 people in
Yeah.
front of you. I just
hold down X.
The
num
amount
zero.
of pop in and pop out is
Oh.
very funny.
I also
Yeah.
love how like this is like very monotonous. You go there's 3 points that you have to go to, but the last
and then-
point is random. So that one you have to like look around a little bit. You're like, oh, I have to go across. Oh, that's interesting. That's the only interesting part. Try to find that brazier. Oh, which one? Which one? Yeah.
I kind of wish we had like an animation for carrying stuff. Like we had like to hold
Yeah.
up and we walk
yeah.
up people.
We have a carry animation.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Or not even like the shit I hate the bag one. Just like
Yeah, we're so stiff. Our upper body's
Yeah.
completely frozen.
put the log on my shoulder or something. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know, just to make it a little bit more interesting or something.
I noticed.
There are
Yeah, go on, Georgi.
there are examples of fates in this game that don't really involve combat that could have been more interesting than this. Like, for example, the mochi make, which like we've talked about how boring that is at this point because it's been every year.
Yeah.
But like, there is an element of intrigue to that, and that you have to time it correctly. There's
Yeah.
nothing here.
No.
Right click, right click.
Yeah.
I would love to see the kind of hazards put around to like make sense in this.
I don't
like...
think it would make it a hazard. I think it would be something like you have to time it correctly.
Yeah, otherwise you like
something.
drop your logs and you have to go pick them up again.
But it would be funny to be like, you have to walk past this under the scaffolding and not have a brick fall on your head and drop everything.
Yeah. Well, it is important to note that we are at some point getting diadem, and that's supposed to be tied to this. There's also you do different things for the different stages, so there's that.
The first two stages are the same.
Yeah,
you
that's
did
true.
different things for the different stages. They're done now.
Yeah, they're done now.
So you'll never.
For
do them
you
if don't do
guys,
them.
I'm still working.
Yeah.
I'm still working on our servers.
Hey, let's see the pace of Zalera right now. So yesterday it was at like 12% on like 8 a.m. And then I got home from work at like 10 or 11, and it's like it's at 25%.
and last you 3 months.
I think that's how it's supposed to have been.
Yeah.
It should be.
It's a 3-month process, and it's been done.
You're not supposed to like trigger the fate like 5 times a day. It's supposed to be a big event.
The pace would be fine if it didn't matter when the fate was completed.
I know.
Because now, I have to keep an eye on it and be like, is it going to complete at this odd hour of the night? And then after the 2-hour cooldown, it's going to be when I'm at work or asleep. So
yeah, I know. That's the big problem. I hate that part.
There should.
I understand it lasting longer, but this is.
There should be more fates. Like maybe after you complete it, there could have been like a fate like once every 3 hours for a whole day before moving on to the next stage.
Yeah.
Or it just rotates until you finish the next stage.
And then if it was that frequent, they could have decreased the rewards.
Yeah.
No, keep them the same.
Well, I don't want it to be overpowered.
Those things are very expensive.
Yeah.
that script lady.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about what they did, because obviously this world hop thing became a problem. There was an official post on the Lodestone November 14th. We have acknowledged the issue where players are using the world visit system, which caused the firmament in the world they are visiting to reach its player cap, and many players were unable to participate in concerted works in their home world as a result. After reviewing the situation for the day, we have decided to install movement restrictions, so characters can only enter the firmament on their home world. This will not require a maintenance, and we are planning to implement this in real time on all worlds accordingly. For those characters,
I'm liking these more and more maintenances without maintenance.
Yeah. For those characters that are already in the firmament, when the restriction is implemented, the movement restrictions will apply after they try to re-enter the firmament. Please continue to participate in the Ishgard Restoration on your home world. There was a post. Yeah, go on, Georgi. What?
I like that people weren't locked out immediately. So if you're like from Balmung and you were stuck on Goblin and you're like, Balmung's already done, it's like, I'm staying here. This is my home for the next week.
I'm gonna do my roulettes from right here.
So there was an official post again from Yoshi P on the official forums. Hello everyone. This is Final Fantasy XIV producer and director Yoshi P. We have received a lot of feedback regarding the Ishgardian Restoration and have been following the ongoing discussion. Thank you for your interest in this new content. There are 2 points in particular that I would like to address: World Visit System and Firmament Player Cap. Around the time that concerted works began, we saw a lot of players using the World Visit System, which caused the firmament in the world they are visiting to reach its player cap, and many players were unable to participate in concerted works in their home world as a result. This point came up during the development of the Ishgardian Restoration, and we were aware of the risks involved in players visiting other worlds to help. However, we decided not to place those kinds of restrictions on the World Visit System for the following reasons. The number of crafters and gatherers varies considerably between worlds. The worlds with the most crafters and gatherers have over 4 times as many as those with the least. And worlds with low numbers of crafters and gatherers would struggle to carry out concerted works without visitors from other worlds, creating a risk that those players would not be able to experience this content as intended.
I don't understand that.
We'll discuss those 2 points, I think, after I'm done reading this. The difference in the number of active crafters and gatherers is the main reason for the varying degrees of progress between the various worlds shown on the Lodestone's Builder's Progress Report. To help ease this disparity, we decided to allow players to visit other worlds within their data center and lend their assistance to the Ishgardian Restoration efforts of that world. This is the first time we have implemented this type of cross-world content, and we apologize for the issues described above. However, for the first few days following the release of this content, we would like to observe the trends in each world before coming to any decisions. We understand that being unable to participate in the Ishgardian Restoration on your own world can be very stressful. But please rest assured that we are preparing emergency measures that we can put into action should the situation deteriorate, at which time an announcement will be made. In the meantime, we ask for your patience and understanding as we work to improve your experience with this content. So let's just pause there for a second. Let's discuss what he said. I think the second point he made with the low numbers of crafters and gatherers would struggle to carry out concerted works without visitors from other worlds, creating a risk that those players would not be able to experience this content as intended. They would just experience it slower.
Yeah.
That would kind of suck.
That's competition.
Would it?
That's the system.
It's not competition. That's just like the server you joined has more people that want to craft, so it's just gonna go by quicker.
So this system was dead on arrival, the way they intended.
For competition, I would say, yeah.
Yeah. I don't see why they ever made it a competition.
No.
Yeah.
No. And wouldn't it have made more sense to open it up with world restrictions in place and then check how it's going in the first few days?
I think that would have been the better way to do it.
And then add in wanderers if it's not going well.
If that was the case.
I want to say, I noticed something the other day, because yesterday, I did the Fate for the third phase, and it actually has NPCs in it. And I've never seen that before, because obviously there were like 40 million players on Ragnarok, but I don't know if they contribute to the score, but that would have been one way to, you still have to deliver though. That's just the Fate. The Fate is easy to complete. I just realized.
Yeah.
That's what they could do is they could lower the amount of items required based on how many
population.
Yeah, just scale
population. Yeah, they could scale it. And like the longer it takes for a server to like progress, the lower the required amount.
Yeah,
they could do something like that.
30-minute Fate, and the one I managed to do was completed in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to see what it's like on, say, Goblin, the server of nobody.
Even once they added the world visit restrictions, the Goblin one still finished in about 5 minutes. It's still not long.
Yeah.
They give you half an hour.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And if you implement like I said, like a scaling thing, like where it like drops after a certain amount of time, it will still have that competition thing, because big servers will still be able to deliver all the items before the smaller servers reach their like cap. So I think that shouldn't be too hard. We have systems like that in our Fates already, like where it like takes into consideration how many people participated in the previous Fate, or how many people are in an instance in Eureka.
Yeah.
So I feel like they can. They
have the technology.
That. They have the technology. Right. Let's just continue here. So what, Rollo?
Sorry, I tabbed out of the Google document, and then I realized.
Oh God! Everything cut out when you said that, Rollo. What happened, Rollo?
It's getting hacked.
I said I had the Google Doc open for show notes on my other monitor, and then I tabbed out for a second to look at chat, and I realized it was my only source of light. So I'm just sitting in the darkness now.
Okay, the second part of Yoshipi's post: endgame content for crafters and gatherers. Based on the information shared in the producer's live letter. That's the new way of phrasing it. Yeah. They have a different way. They just call it different things all the time. A number of players were under the impression that the entirety of the Ishgardian Restoration would be designed as endgame content. Following its release, some of these players have expressed opinions that it does not contain anything difficult enough to be considered endgame content, and have been disappointed as a result. As we recently discussed in the producer's live letter, the Ishgardian Restoration is planned for release in installments across several patches, and while we are taking endgame content into consideration as we continue to develop various systems for this content, what was released in patch 5.11 is but the first of these installments. I would like to take this opportunity to reiterate the concepts behind the Ishgardian Restoration as a whole. This content is linked to the story that unfolds in the main scenario, and for the most part, it is designed so that it can be enjoyed by all of our players. It is worth bearing in mind that the quest to unlock this content can also be completed by disciples of war and magic, and that low-level crafters and gatherers are able to take part in core elements. In fact, the improvements in patch 5.1 to make crafters and gatherers more accessible are directly linked to the concept for the Ishgardian Restoration. Our aim was to introduce crafting and gathering to players who have never tried it before, so we designed this opening section to appeal to as many players as possible. For that reason, concerted works were created in a way that does not demand a high degree of skill to enjoy.
Doesn't require any skill unless you've got
Yeah,
fingers.
Yeah. Rather than beginning by narrowing down the types of players who can participate, we made this first installment in patch 5.11 in a way that would allow players to experience the restoration as an ongoing and evolving project, since this is the start of a new series of content. For the first part, the various elements that comprise it are remarkably simple, and it currently does not include any of the endgame content that the development team is considering. In particular, the concerted works were created to allow as many players as possible to participate. As for the upcoming installments, we plan to provide a substantial crafting and gathering experience, as well as introduce aspects designed as endgame content. You will begin to see these updates from patch 5.2 onwards. We apologize to those crafters and gatherers, including fishers, who were expecting new ways to play, but we will be adding high difficulty recipes, a ranking system, and scratch-off tickets, named to be decided in future updates, which we are sure will be worth the wait. More details will follow in an upcoming Producer's Letter Live, so please keep an eye out for that.
It's changed from
they
the first
don't
one.
know
It was
what
Producer's
to
Live
call
letter.
it. Yeah,
Now it's Letter Live.
Yeah. And as always, we are grateful to all of you, the players, for your feedback and support. But there's an update since the initial post.
Can we talk about some of the things in this part first? Sorry.
Yes, go on. Yeah, we can talk about that.
I still don't understand why scratch-off tickets exist. Why is this an aspect? Why is this an aspect of the Ishgardian Restoration?
End game too. I love that. That's like one of the
I know
end
they
game
listed it as the end game content.
Enough scratch-off tickets.
Yeah.
I sincerely have to wonder though, like, what do people want from end game crafting?
Difficult stuff.
Recipes that you can't necessarily macro brain deadly.
But people hate that.
With high rewards.
Yeah, high rewards.
That's what crafters want. Crafters want to feel unique. The master crafters want to be recognized. I don't know why I'm pointing at me. I'm not a master crafter. The master, like the people that are really into crafting, they want to be rewarded for their work. I think that's what it boils down to.
But I mean, I understand.
Which means it might not be for us.
They've done everything to remove RNG from the system for the most part, unless you want to use Hasty Touch and
that'll be the only way to succeed.
Equivalent.
Yeah.
That doesn't make. I don't see. Maybe I'm just not a high-end crafter, but I don't see how potentially losing very expensive materials in an attempt to craft something very difficult is satisfying.
Because when you do get it right and you do craft it, you're better than other people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's RNG.
Yeah, but you're better than them, and so it's good.
Someone once said that, like, for a crafter, for us, like, tomestones is the currency that we care the most about. But for a crafter, that's gil. So they just use gil as tomes. Right? That's their tomestones.
Yeah, that's what I understand. I can understand making things that other people.
Yeah, but if everyone can make it.
But not everyone can make it. You still need to put a lot of investment into your crafter to be able to make the higher end recipes that exist in the game.
It's getting easier and easier to get the gear and the melds.
Okay, that's fine. But as long as the highest end is not RNG based, I can understand what they're talking about.
I can imagine they would do something like you can buy the normal quality items from a vendor for 100 gil. But that would make the craft extremely difficult, 1,000 maybe. But that would make the craft extremely difficult because it's just normal quality. And if you really want to get an advantage, you will have to use a lot of gil. But you don't have to. That's the one way they can solve that. It doesn't have to be an expensive craft to be difficult. It can have a difficult recipe. It's just a high skill ceiling. You need
that's fine.
Yeah, a high level of craftsmanship and control, and whatever else.
I
mean,
maybe
I'm
just
not a
not
master
for me.
crafting, but I'm a master crafter. But yeah, this is what
I
the
would fail to
crafters
see
want,
the
I think.
appeal.
Well,
I just want to get the item. I do the craft and then
Yeah.
I do whatever I'd have to do, and like that's it.
I also don't really understand why they didn't include a recipe above the level 80 recipe that exists.
Like a starred one,
Yeah.
Yeah, a starred recipe for turn-ins.
Well,
That would've been
it's
good.
like he's saying, this is just to get people into the Ishgard Restoration. The endgame content.
But that's what all the
is coming.
lower level stuff is for.
Well, that's for leveling.
Yeah, I know that, but that's the point. That's how they're getting people in. I don't see how, if I was a lower level crafter, seeing this level 80 thing that I can't craft would in any way like discourage me from keep on crafting.
Do you know what would discourage me from crafting though? If I've never played it before and I jump into Ishgard Restoration and it's already completed before I've even had a chance to start my first craft, that would discourage me.
Well, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well,
So I don't think
you started at a later stage, is all.
No, I started on day 1 and it's already finished the first stage.
It's
And I've barely unlocked my craft. So I'm thinking, I'll go and get some of these gather emitters. It's not very introductory friendly for people. I mean, imagine being level 1 and doing this. You've just started.
That's like saying being level 1 and like the ultimate raid and be like,
No, it's
never
not.
do
No, it's
that.
not. No, it says the whole point of it was for low-level crafters and gatherers to take part in its core elements and to encourage people who have never. What does it say? Something like they've never played it
tried
before.
it. Yeah.
And it would discourage me. Also, the fact that he said you'll begin to see this from patch 5.2 onwards means it was intended a 3-month journey.
It's frustrating that this is a system where you can completely miss aspects of the game.
yeah.
They
That's
have a
not fun.
system that instanced it. They had the Doman restoration.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
like
we
that there are parts of this you can skip.
I understand
that
what
you
they
can
want.
miss entirely.
They want it to be like a community progressing
Yeah.
together, but it's not working because most of the community is not there when it's happening, right? It's just
It's too fast.
yeah, it's too fast.
Yeah.
And we
Way
know that it went extremely fast because of the world visit thing. I think this was supposed to take a lot longer. I mean, Ragnarok is done. There's no more. We have reached
That's
the
it.
end. It's not even been a week, and the concerted works are
There's
done.
nothing more to experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, what they could have done is when they're capped, you take part in the fate, and if you didn't take part in that fate, maybe it would have like an instanced version for you to catch up, so you
Yeah.
can still experience what it
Yeah.
looked like progressing, or something like that.
yeah,
Like a personal score as well,
yeah.
something like that.
Bit of a shaky
Anyway,
start.
I think it's not done very well.
It's
so far.
worrying considering one of the upcoming features for this is the Diadem 3.0. So, I don't know.
I still don't know what they're doing with that because I don't see how gathering is going to be. What's going to make it exciting about the gathering and the diadem? It's just another zone that is exclusive
Just
to
to get to
gathering.
see it again.
You know, dinosaur.
But what's the point of them being there anymore?
Yeah, because you can now get the minion from you in the Ishgard Restoration.
Also, you're not going there as a combat class.
No, you're going there just to gather.
You have to kill to gather.
You have to go into
I
Mirage.
still want
What-
Tanner as as a gatherer class.
Maybe you have to
When
like
they said-
milk. You have to milk a dinosaur.
I've always
Oh.
wanted like maybe not a Tanner because it's kind of weird to take skin from living creatures, but like some sort of class where the nodes are the animals, the mobs in the world.
You should have supported 1.0 then.
So you could like get like
Yeah, Georgis. This is your
so there'd be a
fault.
way to get things like wool without having to kill them.
Yeah,
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 that's
No,
it's pretty annoying.
You should have
just
to
like-
kill them.
yeah. Like the shepherd class, we never got. Yeah.
But
That's
that's
the
another-
farm thing that's coming. Remember the farm
that's
thing?
upcoming.
Oh, that's right. That didn't talk about the farm thing. Is that going to be tied into the Ishgard Restoration?
Yeah, but only
Didn't it
if
also
you
I
do
have
involve
no idea at
dragons?
this point.
Yeah,
the
something
farm will
about
get destroyed on day 2.
there's something. Yeah, they talked about minions. They're like, oh, there's a farm coming up.
Is it
Nudge,
gonna
nudge.
be like Harvest Moon where you set like your minions to farm for you or something?
Oh my god! And they can shit in the soil, and it'll be like,
I'm not
Oh,
getting
this
my
is
hopes up
a
for that.
podcast episode. I forgot.
Go wind up Estinian, pick up those cracker roots.
Wind up horse one. Please shit on these carrots for me.
I
Okay.
mean, minions have classifications. I feel as if the ones that are based on humans wouldn't do that.
Human shit is better for fertilizer. That's a good
What
fertilizer.
evidence do you have of this?
No evidence. Absolutely zero. I'm basing it on nothing. But if we eat fertilizer, okay.
We don't eat fertilizer.
Moving on. Update was
I don't know
added.
where you're going.
We've been reviewing the data for each world up until this afternoon, Japan time, and have verified that the commencement of concerted works in and of itself is not causing issues on any world. Therefore, in order to alleviate the previously discussed congestion for the time being, we've opted to revert players using the world visit system. Prevent players from using the world visit system from participating in the Ishgard Restoration on other worlds. This change does not require us to perform server maintenance. Blah blah blah. So they, shortly after the post was made, they were like, "Okay, shut it down, boys," and they did. And now we are in this weird world where some servers were boosted so far that they are done now. I mean, there's no more fate for you. So if you missed it, because remember, these fates only lasted for 4 days, just about as long as Alexander Ultimate was.
Sorry if you're on vacation or something.
Yeah.
See, we've no more content. We've completely squeezed out all the content from 5.11 at this point.
Yeah, it's done. It's over. So, hey, you can still. Well, I say that, but you can still deliver items too.
Yeah.
So you can still get scripts, and you can still get the items.
Yeah. So
and you can still
better
level
now that it's done.
Yeah, because you get
There's no stress.
good EXP from delivering stuff there. So yeah,
I could see in the future, like when it's all said and done. Yeah, I'm having my mind's eye.
Yeah,
I'm having a premonition. But like 5.55 or something. Last part of Ishgard Restoration comes out. It's still gonna be there. Maybe it'll be a housing. Who knows? Probably. But there's gonna be like a repeatable part that like stays repeatable for or even it might be even earlier, like 5.3, who knows?
Yeah.
Where it's like there will always be like some kind of fate, and you'll always be able to turn stuff in, and there'll be whatever other stuff that has farming or something like that.
Yeah.
But as of now, it's stuck in that thing, which I think 14 has always kind of have a problem with, is that like content is just meant to be done for a little while, and that's it.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same thing with like Diadem and Eureka.
It ties into that thing that Yoshi P says all the time.
It is unfortunately like his thing. Like he doesn't like he wants us to leave content behind. He's not in he doesn't want to like go back and update old content. Because he said that multiple times in interviews that we've covered, that's sort of his thing.
And also, like, when you're done with the game, you just unsubscribe for a while and come back later.
Yeah, just fucking leave.
I mean, but, like, I would like it if some of the things that we had, like Deep Dungeon, were just, like, a bit more repeatable.
Yeah.
And, like, the treadmill was just, like, there was just a bit more to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not asking to play the game forever, because, like, I take breaks from 14 where like I don't really play this much this week or for like 2 weeks or so. I want to play the Outer Worlds or Pokemon or whatever. But it would be nice to be able to go back to some older content like Eureka, which is better now.
It is, yeah.
I agree.
It's playable.
Yeah.
This coming from me, Rolo.
Yeah.
Eureka's finally playable. if you bring in some people.
Wouldn't it have been nice if it was always like this?
Yeah. You got to bring in some people with you though. You got to go with like a party of eight.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
No, I go in by myself. I do my challenge logs and I leave.
I mean that's fine too. But
no, it's not. It's not. It's not that fine.
If you're just trying to get through it.
When did we do the Eureka stream? I've been thinking
2 weeks
about
ago.
it. But what day was that? Was that on a Friday?
Monday.
Was it on a Monday?
It was the day that I had a national holiday, so that's why
That's why I couldn't get it to fit. Okay, anyways, that was Yeah, I don't know. This content is strange.
Yeah. As of now,
Yeah.
maybe later on it'll. First impressions are like, this is all right.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right.
I like the deliveries
it's-
and the rewards. The EXP rewards are good.
The rewards,
Yeah.
very good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I quite
Oh,
like
Lord.
the delivery system is very nice.
Mhm.
It makes crafting leveling craft. They've done so much this expansion to make leveling crafters and gatherers not painful,
Yeah.
which is a significant improvement from what it was like in Heavenswood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people have been complaining about the crafting stuff. I have turned I was on the fence. I was like, there's a lot of change here, but I've turned around. Like, I like it now, and I think it's.
Oh, I think the new crafting changes are very good.
Yeah, and it's not that different. It's just
No,
they've just pruned
It's
some
just
skills. They've
streamlined.
changed some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
It's nice
still
having
there.
that entire page of just skills that are useless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now we only have half of them
Yeah.
being useful, but still.
I used to need 4 hotbars to get everything that I needed as a
Mhm.
crafter. Now I only have 3.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um.
So, yeah, crafting changes good. Ishgard Restoration,
It's pretty all right.
pretty
All
Pretty
right. The
good in theory, pretty poor execution.
Yeah. Yeah. We're talking about the concerted works.
The concerted
specifically.
works specifically.
I think one of the things that could
speed.
fix the concerted works at this point is that once you have reached this current stage, which is right now the end point,
Mhm.
there would be a resetting bar that didn't really progress it, but just like whenever it capped, there'd be another opportunity to do a concerted work
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
just repeatable until, because at the moment you can't do any if you're on a world that's already completed it.
Nope.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
the little
which is most worlds
fire
now.
vigil thing. Well, not
Yeah.
most worlds.
Yeah.
Half of them still.
All right,
have
half worlds.
More
That's
than
still-
half.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
There are so many
Zalera
things they
boy.
could come up with. There are so many things they could come up with that are just like repeatable, that make sense within the world. Like, you just need more materials to start the next phase.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
tired. Come back later.
Yeah.
And then instead of building something at the end, you're taking it to like the storage facility.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you're just making a nice bowl of Ishgardian stew
It-
for all the workers.
Yeah, it's so strange they haven't thought about this, because this should have come up at some point during development of this. Like, what
Yeah.
when they're done? What happens then? That's like an easy question to ask. Did they?
I'm sure
did
they have
Yoshi
an
P
answer.
really go? Well, they're done then, and they go, okay,
What do you-
put it in.
Did they somehow think this would take 3 months?
Yeah.
Did they?
Did
But
they
it was-
really
I can't-
think
I
that?
can't-
With
I can't
World
accept they thought
Visit
that.
on,
Yeah, I know.
what?
That'd be the most out of touch thing one of the most
Yeah.
out of touch
They
things
never
they've ever done. If they thought
never
this would
realize
not be
stuff
done in
like
a week.
this. This is not the first time they've made mistakes like this, and it's so
No.
strange to me. Like, only got like 100 players. No, you don't. You have
This
over a
is because-
million players now.
They put it in on the test server, and all the devs were playing it, and they could barely get through Concerted Works 1. So that was fine.
Yeah, yeah, because they tested it with like 24
Yeah.
devs. They're like,
they-
yeah, this is
do
gonna
they still
take a
think they're, like-
long time.
Do they still think they're like some sort of C-tier MMO?
Yeah, they
Population?
do. They sure act like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is strange because we were.
This was,
Yeah.
this has been tooted for. This is like since the beginning. It's like, oh, okay, and cool new system, Ishgard Restoration. Like, wow, that sounds really cool. It's been in development for so long.
Yeah, and they
How
even
could they have thought this is enough?
I don't know if they specifically said that this was going to be in end game content for crafters, but I know they said end game content when they talked about 5.1
Yeah.
and crafters. So
Yeah.
and now they're telling us that's in 5.2 actually.
Yeah,
It's-
well, it'll begin in 5.2.
It will begin.
Really
You'll
endgame
start
by
to
the end.
see the signs in 5.2 of
I mean-
end game content. Maybe you'll get the scratch off cards, which is the big.
Oh,
Ooh,
God.
This
Yeah.
is not the. It's not the first time they've promised
Listen.
something at some point and then we don't get
yeah,
to it.
okay, yeah,
Really,
it's
Erica?
very normal. Yeah,
I want to farm. Let me farm.
Mm.
I would
Yeah.
love
I
to.
want to till the soil. In Ishgard on where there's no soil. 'cause it's all
it's
built
just
on-
hard. Just
Can we talk about the
frozen.
story? Because that's also quite good, and we haven't
Yes.
really talked about
Oh,
it.
we didn't talk about the quest. and
It's
all that.
like there's not much because it's mostly the starting quest, and then I guess there's a little bit of lore with each phase. But
Like how they imply you're fucking that one guy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Hilda's like,
They do
"Ah."
that regardless
So-
of what gender you are.
You
Yeah,
you
it's like-
meet
Yeah.
this
You meet
Francel.
Francel. That's what.
Or
his name
Chiffon's
is.
friend.
Yes.
More like
You-
incel.
You
Yeah.
proved
Got him.
Don't be mean to him. He was almost accused. He was almost pushed off a cliff a bit
Yeah.
for accusations of heresy.
Yeah.
And he lost his best friend.
Yeah. God, it's been
Yeah.
through a lot, Rollo.
Yeah, whatever. He's an incel.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. So he's in charge of this.
I mean, he was in charge of the
effort.
diadem as well.
Yeah.
Can't catch a break.
No.
He's Chocobo Dev in the game. He's always getting the worst content.
Oh God.
Did you say that you remembered him, by the way? When he
Yes.
asked you, like, do you
Yes,
remember me?
I did.
I did,
Okay.
and I was like, I'm pretty sure I do remember you, but I don't quite really.
So.
Yeah, of course I do.
I didn't remember his name, that's for sure,
No.
but I knew who he
I
was.
remembered him.
No. Yeah. So there's this fun moment where you're like, you meet at the what's it called? The shopping place, market area.
The
Joy
Jewel
Crozier.
Well, what
it's-
happens
it starts
before?
With, it starts with you seeing a
They have a
notice
note
board
on
near
the
the
sign.
near the Ishgard Aetheryte Plaza.
Yeah. Well, that's how you
And
get
then
to Francel. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then you have to go and
then,
talk to.
then you talk to the guy at the entrance to the firmament, and he says, "I don't know if I can if I can give you permission, just even if you are the hero of Ishgard." And then Francel comes along, and then you go to the Jewel Crozier.
Oh, that's what it's called. Yeah.
And you have this weird thing where you meet people.
Yeah. You do a survey. And it tells you like it's gonna take a little bit, so you might want to quit your duty finder. And I'm like, what the fuck?
It wasn't that
I
long.
know.
It wasn't that
It
long.
wasn't that long.
No, it's
but-
like meeting three people.
Yeah,
but-
you meet like 3 people you've seen before. There's
Yeah, it was
Or maybe
cool, I
not.
guess.
You might have not seen one of them.
One of them you
Oh,
may not
okay.
have seen. Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Bless you.
You meet
it's easy.
Hilda. Is that her name?
You meet
Yeah,
Hilda
Hilda
first.
is in
Yeah.
the half-elf cool lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just...
Yeah.
And
She's
then
like,
she's like,
"Hey."
"Hey, you fucking him?" And
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I said
yeah,
yes.
of course I am.
Yeah.
I said yes.
I
and
only
then he
go
goes,
for the
yes,
best or
yes,
whatever.
too.
The option.
I only
was.
aim high or
Only
something
aim
like
high.
that.
Yeah.
I'm elbow deep in that boy.
So that was fun, and then there's the inspector or whatever.
Briarden.
Yeah. That I guess that's the one you wouldn't see if you haven't done Hildebrand, right?
Yeah. No, you still
or,
see him, but
or he
doesn't
doesn't mention
recognize you,
Hildebrand. Oh, okay, and he doesn't
Yeah.
mention Hildy. So
Yeah, he was there for me, and I haven't completed the Hildebrand at all.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, that makes sense.
Still in
then.
it before Heavenswood, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you haven't done any Hildebrand at all, you would have never met him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and then the last one is, of course,
Em and Elaine.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The young. He's technically.
He's got,
Yeah.
I
And
quite
child.
like him.
Yeah. And
I
his
can't remember the
child,
child's
which
name.
I've never liked that he's got this little
Oh,
child.
Onawar?
Yeah, I don't
Onawar, that's his name.
understand the point of him, but
Because
He
it's
picked
like
him
a
up
squire.
off the street.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now
Em
he's
and
This is
Elaine,
the same
I
problem
really
you had with Louis Soir and Babu Thancred.
yeah, I guess, yeah. Well, with
I would say
I would
it's
accept
less
Louis
creepy
Soir.
because it's not a very old man.
No, I guess, but Louis Soir was like a. I don't know. I feel like Louis Soir was more of
No, it's
a
fine.
father
It's
figure,
just-
while he's
Remember, this is the
just
Ishgardian
yeah.
sort of. It's it's knights, and he's his squire
Oh,
boy.
it's fun that
Yeah.
way.
Anyway, he says like he wants the firmament to be someplace where people fuck. So like
No,
make
having
it.
a good
basic-
party.
Yeah.
Yes, well, it's not all he said, but
I
he
know.
tried. He needed
He's
to be a
so
bit more
funny.
subtle because Onawar was there.
Yeah. He
He's
wanted,
very
he
funny.
wanted it to be. His feedback was, "I want it to be festive,"
Yeah.
which
I want to meet girls there.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's that, and then we also get to meet.
Once we go to the
Oh,
firmament,
once
we
we
go
go
to
to the
the firmament.
firmament.
And we meet the best character in the whole game.
Yeah, Edmund.
Yeah,
Edmund.
Edmund
Ah,
shows up. And
every time he comes along, it's like,
it is weird, isn't it? How they've made him such a beloved character who
Hmm.
every time I see him, I get a little like nostalgic about him. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
he's like our little MMO daddy.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Doing well, son.
Yeah.
Are you winning?
So yeah, and that's the story. It's like they're like, here's the firmament.
yeah.
We're gonna build a housing district. Wanna help?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't say that.
Well, they're not. Well, they're
No,
like
they
they
They sort of said
they
that,
confirm it basically. They're
Edmond
like,
comes along and says, in other city-states,
Yeah.
they have adventure housing
Yeah,
districts.
and then you
and
can
then
say
you
you
can
have
say,
one.
I've got one.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
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 You're like, I should come visit. No, you're not invited.
Oh,
Don't come.
Edmund, you've come
Edmund's
over. I would
definitely
love to have Edmund come over for some tea.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
think
gonna
Edmund
talk to
says he
me.
wants to visit. I think it's Francel that says
Yeah.
that.
I don't want Francel to come. Well, actually,
No, I don't want Francel.
maybe.
No, he's an incel. He's gonna ruin my house.
Rollo, stop picking at him.
Leave him alone.
Listen, if you guys are mean to Reen, I can to France fucking sell.
Francel's-
I like both of the characters, Rollo. Don't
Yeah.
you mean either?
Yeah. So that is the
Yeah.
story. So it is confirmed though that this is a housing district that we're building.
Yes,
So
yeah,
that's
we
big
might
hype.
have
Yeah.
We
If you
haven't
see like the
mentioned it.
vertical
Can't believe we haven't mentioned
screenshot
it.
someone took.
Aren't you
yeah.
excited to see all of the grey squares just be replaced
Oh.
with green grass? Won't that be
Yeah.
really cool and funny?
Well, do we know if it's going to be? What if it's just snow? What if this is like a completely different?
Oh, snow
Well,
would
that's
be okay
depressing.
What if it's just dead grass?
I hate snow, so I'm.
I know you hate snow, so I don't think you'd like it.
No.
I
You'd
like-
move the FC house there.
I think so. We could try, but we need money this
Alright,
time.
well,
This time we might actually
So if you want to
need get
donate-
money. Yeah.
as the master of coin, I'm asking for donations for the.
Are you master of?
No-
Yes,
no
you are
problem.
master of coin.
Yeah,
I forgot.
did you
Master of
forget?
Coin.
I forgot.
It's
Yeah.
easy to forget.
Yeah.
Imagine if you'd started,
I mean-
like today. Imagine if you started the quest today.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my.
be awful.
How sad.
Ah, right, this was brilliant. I'm going to check. Oh, all complete. Okay
How,
then.
how much is a big house now? A mansion again? Is it like
About
50?
20 and 30 million? No, it's not.
I thought it was
50, is
40 million.
It's 40.
Oh, okay,
Because we have
40.
20 million, so we need another 20.
Okay, so we only need 20 million.
It's, yeah, it's
But
between
remember
40
you get a
or
discount.
30.
where you are and whatever.
Yeah.
Very
You
poor
get
FC.
money back.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
say
we will
30.
get money back because we already have a house.
Yeah, that's true.
There was a good chart that I found. I'll send it to you later.
Oh, a chart. Okay, let's. I guess it's time for some MogMail. That's
Sorry.
the end of our main story. No, I don't think any of them. We only have 3 MogMails to read. None of them
Okay.
are rendered. So look
Oh,
forward to
okay.
it. Here's MogMail.
Mark mail.
It's March mail.
Mark.
Right. We have a MogMail. This is weird, just being here reading MogMail now. Our first MogMail is from Alyssa Rose. From what? Are you laughing?
I'm just thinking about you saying March mail.
Yeah, I did say Marshmallow. I don't know why.
Homie.
Alyssa Rose. Alyssa Rose from Cerberus. Hey guys. Hello, Alyssa. So, I have a crazy theory. At this point, it's pretty
Oh, it
safe
hurts to laugh. Stop it.
to say that the echo is akin to being tempered. Those that are tempered can become primals. That mysterious white robe chap seems to be egging Xenos towards going after Zodiark. Could he be priming him to be a vessel for Zodiark because he has the artificial echo and therefore isn't tempered by Hydaelyn? With that, what happened with Shinryu, it seems like it could be a possibility. Karail also likened Xenos to an Asian because of the powers of his artificial echo. So at least there must be a link of some nature between the echo and the most elder of primals.
Well,
I like that theory of Xenos being a vessel for Zodiark. I think that would be a cool and
Does he
fitting
die in
use.
the process?
Probably.
I
I,
hope
would
so.
hope.
Oh god, I
I don't
hope
know.
every atom of
I
his
sus-
body just disintegrates so he
God.
can never come back.
my
Imagine
fear
if
is
Xenos-
that Xenos will be the personality and
Imagine if
That
That's
sucks.
happens,
Zodiac
I'm
comes
done.
back and he has long blonde hair.
remember
I feel like that would
He'll-
really.
he overtook the mind of Shinryu.
Oh,
That's true.
I wanna. That's bad.
That would really spit in the face of Emmett Cell.
Yeah.
If that was the truth.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, that's a good theory. There's the. Oh, I don't want him to be that. I don't want him to be that big.
What if the artificial echo isn't artificial?
I want to see
And they somehow got tempered by Zodiac.
Oh.
By seeking it. That would be really convoluted,
right.
and that'd be a dumb way of solving that.
I don't see that being the case when you consider that there's also what's that woman named?
Oh yeah,
Fordola.
Fordola.
Yeah, who also has it.
Yeah, that's true.
But she was the experiment child, wasn't she? Really? Or one of them. Most of the others died.
Yeah.
Was Ysayle tempered? I don't think she was.
She wasn't tempered. No, she
because
she was a free spirit.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
She'd become a primal.
Unless you're making the argument they're all people that have the echo by Heidelin. But that's a different... it's a different...
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Thank you, Azale Rose.
Yeah.
Were you past Kiss by a Rose?
Alyssa
Rose.
What is that?
What did you say, Rollo?
I don't remember. When Mela started laughing, I forgot instantly.
What the fuck is happening? Okay, anyways. Next MogMail is from Manic Staruko from Cerberus. Hey there, speakers. So while we got Elidibus' most original plan... So while we got Elidibus' most original plan yet on the first, we have our friend, our enemy, Xenos, hunting down Zodiac on the source. A lot of people have been asking about this Xenos and Zodiac thing. But do you guys think someone has told him that at the moment, and as far as we know, the only two options to get to Zodiac are, 1, somehow get to the moon, or 2, create a calamity to wake up Zodiac so that he can actually hunt him? And what do you think of the possibility that the start of the civil war in Garlemald could be used as a catalyst for another calamity? And that's the reason why Elidibus would actually tell Xenos about Zodiac to begin with. And that Xenos is just a puppet to Elidibus's or the new unknown person's / people's plan.
I could see Xenos.
That is a very good way to do it, though, because Xenos is mad. So if Elidibus got that in his head... and if he somehow, what if he's like, he could be, if it's Asahi under the robe, it could be
such a weird theory.
The problem is that there are now two dead people working
together.
Yeah, there's 3. There's 2 people. So there's Asahi, if it is Asahi, on the source. And then there's this young warrior of darkness / light on the first.
Oh God!
What is happening? Who's in? This is the weirdest part to me. So I thought maybe it's Elidibus in Asahi's body trying to nudge Xenos towards Zodiac and telling him all about Zodiac so that he can either bring out a calamity or get to the moon and wake him up. So he can kill him, but instead, because he knows that probably Zodiac is way more powerful than Xenos, so Xenos will just die, and Zodiac will be free. That makes sense. That is a good plan, because if there's anyone on Heidelin right now that would be able to do it, it would be Xenos. As much as
like
I
a big
hate...
attack dog.
And I could sort of see Elidibus being the one to send this Asahi puppet to Xenos as well, because... Asahi is someone that he sort of recognizes.
Yeah.
Definitely a weird pick for him. I mean, I get it, but it's It's
one of the few people that don't anger him, I guess. Yeah, because
that's true.
Asahi was his puppet already when he was alive. So didn't he show him kindness? Isn't that why Asahi was so enamored by him? Yeah,
enamored with him.
Yeah.
Wow, he didn't murder me. How romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't just that. It was also he has the power to do so much.
Yeah.
And yet he has given me the chance to keep living.
Yeah.
Sounds like an abusive relationship. I think they should go.
I think it was Rollo, and that's how he did. I mean, Asahi wasn't the one that was made. Wasn't given the. What was the job that Yotsu had? Because Asahi wasn't chosen for
Viceroy.
that. Asahi wasn't chosen to be the Viceroy of Doma.
It's true.
Gotta keep him on a leash.
Yeah. Xenos did scan him with his eye. And what did he say? That he's not...
Who are you?
Who are you? And if it was Asahi, he would have seen it with the scan, probably. I don't know how that works.
Maybe
but
he's like surprised because he knew he died. He's like, you came back too?
Yeah,
Man.
yeah, but he can probably
Wow.
sense
High
that
five.
there's someone else in him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that isn't actually him. Yeah, I think 5.2, hopefully that's going to be quite interesting. More interesting than, well, I'm not saying 5.1 wasn't interesting. The last part was very good, but very short. The most interesting part was the shortest part.
I am.
I'm
Yeah,
Go ahead.
go on.
Relay? No, you.
Oh, I'm still just so baffled by seeing Ardbear or whoever that is at the end. I have
Yeah.
absolutely no clue what to make of that.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is, I think that the Ardbear lookalike is gonna be resolved in the patch cycle.
Yeah.
That feels like a patch cycle story, similar to the Warriors of Darkness story back in Heavenswood.
Yeah.
The Xenos Asahi thing feels more like set up for the next.
Yeah,
expansion.
the whole Garlean storyline is the only storyline that has continued like without having an end so far. Like the Shadowbringer story, and then 5.1, and it's probably going to continue 5.2, 5.3, and then 5.4 is probably when we'll do the pivot like we usually do, and it'll become the main focus of the story, and then 5.5 will be the finale. Yeah. Right, let's do the last one. This is from Erna Swiss Feredzawin from Balmung. Call me Erna if it helps. Okay. Erna, hello. From Balmung. Some Heavensward and Shadowbringer spoilers. So it is possible the reason we seem to have more free will in character is because when Midgardstormer broke our connection to Hydaelyn, we became untempered after a fashion. So while we still had the blessing of light, we had our mind back, as it were. Since we re-earned the crystals, we gained the power of the blessing back without the tempering. Perhaps the result of that is why Emmet wanted to treat with us for the time being.
They don't really bring up those crystals too much
No.
anymore, huh?
No. They're a
don't.
background thing now.
Yeah?
I think it's an interesting theory. I
Yeah.
could see it
Hold on
being
a
true.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Because when is the last time we heard Hydaelyn talk to us directly, not through Minfilia?
It's-
A 1 point, not 1, 2 point, 2 point something.
Yeah, like before Midgard's Ormer. We never heard her
Yeah.
again?
I would say even before. I would say like 2.0, because I remember a whole plot point was that Minfilia in the 2.x series was saying, "When was the last time you heard her?"
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, we did hear her in the Anti-Tower.
Did
Oh.
we hear her, or was that
But-
only Minfilia talking to us?
But that might have been because we were... Oh yeah, that's true. Could have been. That was probably implied to be Minfilia. I
What
don't
was
actually
the word
know.
of the mother?
Oh, it was the word. Okay. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been so long.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we did speak directly to Minfilia. Well, not Minfilia, to the crystal alongside Minfilia.
But
as
we
well,
were in the
probably.
Anti-Tower, which is literally where Hydaelyn... Like, it's the divide
Yeah.
between our world and hers, which would make sense. But she never talks to us again. Like, she never...
No.
So, that might have been a result of that, if this theory is to be, like, believed. Like, that because we're no longer tempered, she can't actually
Yeah,
talk
but
to us
other
anymore.
people with the Echo have said that they haven't mentioned anything either. Like
That's
Cryle would have
true.
mentioned,
That's true.
or Arenvald.
Yeah, it's true.
But if we're one of the people who left and broke off to summon Hydaelyn
Mm-hmm.
way back when,
Yeah.
what advantage would we have for breaking away from her? I mean, we're supposed to be on her side, I guess, technically.
Well, we don't
Nothing.
know. We clearly don't know that we did that. So,
Well, no, true, but
well, and also we don't know if we did that. This is a
No,
theory. Yeah, I don't know. I still think that there's something to that tempered thing because there is something wrong with us. But
Clearly, you see the visions we make up in the 8-man raid.
Yeah.
Eden.
yeah.
A few bonks to the head too many.
yeah, we definitely got
Because we've
issues.
been bonked a few too many times. I don't know if that's necessarily related to the tempering.
Too many tank busters. Your tank didn't take them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think we'll. I hope that too is like a plot line that I hope we get to learn more about soon. The Heidelin part of the story, we still haven't heard no mention of that in 5.1. So
it's weird that no one acknowledges it either.
No,
that's like nothing from Reen or Minfilia or Thancred, or no one's like, hey.
I mean, Reen and Thancred weren't in this patch.
No.
Yeah, you're right. Well, sorry, they're busy having fun.
Yeah,
on their little
I don't know if
scooter.
it's fun, but they are doing something.
Yeah.
Well, actually, wait. Does the crystal even talk to them? Does Heidelin? It's just us we get talked to, right?
I don't know how it affected Reen and Minfilia.
No. Yeah. Well, I guess that's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sending MogMail. You can send us MogMail again, speakersxiv.com/MogMail. We'll be back in the poster if you're watching live. If you're watching on demand, sucks to be you. Remember to follow us on Twitter, speakersxiv.com. No. Twitch.tv, no, at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersXIV, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, exclamation Discord if you're watching live, and if you're not watching live, if you're watching on demand, link will be in the description. It's also just discord.gg/SpeakersXIV now. Send us MogMail, speakersxiv.com/MogMail. We will be transitioning into the post show if you're watching live. Once again, thanks for watching. And we'll be doing minimum my level tomorrow as well. Bye. Wait, oh god.
Bye.
I forgot this part. Oh god, let's see if we can do this. Oh yeah, no, it's no problem. Goodbye.
Bye.